Come here, I'm gonna eat you! I'm bigger than you, I'm higher in the food chain! Get in my belly!
It's finally happening. Finally happening. Days Gone was announced for PC a few months ago, along with a whole slate of others. And if you're a regular viewer of my channel, you know that I don't really care all that much about Sony exclusives, but I also revel in the salt from people who take these things way too seriously. And also I just think it's a good idea to put games on PC just purely for the sake of preservation for future generations once these consoles that they're exclusive to aren't in production anymore. If you think the game is good, you should be stoked about other people getting to play it, right?
Right? Wrong!
On Thursday, April 15th, Sony put out this tweet in promotion of the Days Gone PC version, which is now officially going to launch on May 18th. And the Steam page is active if you're, one of those people who likes to wishlist things. The information was interesting, but I think we all know why I went to this Twitter thread. What's the point of releasing it on PC if there won't be a follow-up? What's the point of restricting a game to one platform if there's not going to be a follow-up? Also, have you ever considered that maybe the game does really well on PC and then provokes Sony to change their mind on a follow-up? That's happened plenty of times throughout gaming history. A game comes out on one platform or two platforms and it doesn't do very well, but then it gets re-released on a different platform or ported somewhere else. It does really well. And then publishers are like, oh shit, there's potential here. It's not like Days Gone didn't sell well. It was one of the best-selling games of the year, which is depressing. If Days Gone does really well on PC, I wouldn't be surprised if Sony changes their mind on a sequel. But if it stays on PS4 and all the numbers stay where they are right now, yeah, they're not getting a sequel. So once again, I'll take your question, what's the point of releasing it on PC? And I'll flip it. What's the point of not releasing it on PC? You guys are the worst. It's not a Sony tweet without AP chiming in. Keep fighting the good fight, bud. New priority of Sony is to bringing all games to PC. I dream for that day when they say Jim Ryan is no more CEO of PlayStation or whatever he is. I mean, you could just Google his job title, but I understand that's a little hard. He and Herman Hulst are evil himself for the company we loved for many years. We will see the consequences of that in 2 to 3 years. See, this is the kind of tweet I would expect to see in response to like a CNN post or a Fox News post. Like somebody gets hired to some cabinet or something, and then this is how they respond. They are evil himself. Evil himself because a game is going to PC. Like when you're living life, what road do you take to get here? I just want to know so I can avoid it. It would be great if I cared about gaming on PC. Can you please show us some Horizon gameplay, please? Here you go. I mean, you asked for it. PC gets all the bells and whistles and PS5 gets fuck all. Good on you, PlayStation, for treating us like second-class citizens. Let's just break this down, why don't we? How many people are playing on PC? How many people actually have a PS5? Also, what is the PC capable of? What is the PS5 capable of? I saw a decent amount of people complaining that like, oh, Sony's giving these features to PC. What the fuck? You're treating PS5, you're treating PlayStation users like shit. But then they're referring to things that are very standard on PC. Like they're referring to like ultra wide support or like better lighting or something. That's not Sony giving preferential treatment. That's just differences in the hardware. If you want to take advantage of those things, all you have to do is play on PC. Because despite the PS5 being the greatest fucking thing ever to you people, it's still not capable of what baseline PC ports are. Real PlayStation fans, where you at? A real PlayStation fan always owned/completed this game on PS4 back in 2019. Damn, we got the whole trifecta here. We have the custom profile picture, we have the person's name and then a verb as the Twitter username, and we have the ultimate gatekeeping. A real PlayStation fan always owned this game. Not even owned, they completed this game. A real PlayStation fan completed this game 2 years ago. And also, how depressing is it that this guy is not getting ratioed, but this guy's on his way to a ratio? Do you see now why I sometimes feel the need to defend the PC community and kind of take shots at people who call the PC community toxic? Because holy shit, I've never seen this kind of reaction to a port. Like, this might actually be the worst one yet. It's over. Might as well close the entire company. So we got the 2006 Xbox Live profile, and then the Last of Us 2 profile. It's over. Might as well close the entire company. And again, neither of these people are getting ratioed, which just blows my mind. I'll never understand Twitter. Oh man, PlayStation going the Xbox route. Yes, because despite the Xbox One not selling very well, the Xbox One did sell pretty well just as a console, but compared to the competition, no, it sold terribly. But despite that, this is Microsoft's market value, and this is Sony's market value. It really shouldn't be that surprising as to why Sony is taking notice of what Microsoft is doing, because whatever they're doing, it's working. And yes, I know Microsoft does a lot more than just gaming, but so does Sony, and Microsoft is leagues ahead of them. So yeah, if your competitor is doing dramatically better than you, and they're also doing something that you're not, you might want to give that a try. And that's just assuming we want to take the direct competition route between Sony and Microsoft. Everything I just said is also just ignoring the fact that PC is a huge market, a gigantic market that Sony has not really tapped into that much before. Why wouldn't they do this? It's just free money. This just makes even more disappointed at Sony. This game is so good, and a sequel should have been in production for years now, with a fantastic trailer just around the corner getting us excited. But no, that's not happening, and it's so infuriating. What does this have to do with it going to PC? Again, if it goes to PC, and it does well on PC, and it revitalizes the property, you might get a sequel. But if the game doesn't go anywhere and it stays on the PS4 where it's already not impressed Sony, then no, you're never getting a sequel. That funny moment, PC gamers are paying console companies to play their games. I love this. Another good old-fashioned goalpost move. Because first, it was PC gamers don't deserve the game. Then it was, oh, the game's not actually that good, so who cares if it's going to PC? And now it's, oh, it's going to PC, but you're still paying Sony, so we still win. You guys moved the goalposts more than the fucking president. Political joke on Joe's channel. How'd that get there? Shameful. Still have the courage to promote something that disqualifies the PlayStation brand. I think today is all about money after all. I'm still just kind of lost as to how porting a 2-year-old game to another platform, a game that did not meet Sony's expectations and that Sony has no intention right now of continuing, I'm struggling to see why porting that game to PC disqualifies the PlayStation brand as opposed to expanding it. The PlayStation brand right now is limited to just the PlayStation consoles, and now it's being put on the PC as well. How does that disqualify the brand? That expands the brand. It's literally the opposite of what you said. But no, you guys don't care about branding. You guys don't care about economics. You guys don't care about market prices. You guys don't care about the market in general. You guys just care about what's on your big plastic box and what's not on somebody else's plastic box. Days Gone is a mediocre game that deserves the reviews it got. And seeing people try to pass it off as some amazing thing, like the greatest fucking zombie game ever, the people trying to say that are just as funny now as they were back in 2019. And from 2019 until the PC announcement, I didn't hear shit about this game. This game went in and out the door so fast. But now that it's going to PC, it has to be fucking defended. Like, no, it can't go to PC. And like, aren't you guys the ones that are always talking about like supporting the brand? Real Sony fans buy the game and support their exclusives. Well, interesting, because this one's not getting continued because it didn't meet Sony's expectations. This whole situation is hilarious, and I cannot wait for the shitstorm that comes when the bigger exclusives are announced for PC. Like God of War, or The Last of Us, or Uncharted. Like when these games get announced for PC, Twitter is going to be fuming. And I'm gonna be right there. Toodles.